Hey, happy OONSDAY, guys. It's Friday, the day after posting my video discussing how I think I need to start transitioning the raccoons out of my yard due to the fears and complaints of neighbors who are making me aware of city law. And my wife and I are getting the feeling that there might be future legal action against us. So we need to take action to change the situation, to protect ourselves. And I care about these raccoons. I'm going to do everything in my power to see to it that they don't suffer through this too badly. I think of them as friends that are like dogs almost, that just, they're clingy with me, they let me touch them, but bottom line, this is what they care about. They care about food. The connections we made is awesome and incredible, but I think that's going to start to fade away. I hate to say it, but for their own good and for our good, for my wife and I, this transition has to start. During this process, I am going to research my options. What powers does my yard being certified actually give me versus the city laws that are on the books? I'm going to start communicating with people. The neighbor who sent us a letter, I am going to attempt communications with her. But I just want to prepare you that things probably aren't going to go back to how they were. So this is step one, is I have an area in the midst of the park across the street from me. It's got a good 20 acres of wooded area, and I've done videos in here. You see out there a tree hollow. There's a lot of tree hollows right in this central part of the woods. And as you see it, it's a nice open area for foraging. And so my thought is, for the next few months, I really need to consistently put food out here as soon as I get home from work. I took the day off today to deal with all this. And get them acclimated to coming out of my yard. And this will be their new area. They want to all congregate, park, and get a meal while they forage in the woods at the same time for what they'd normally eat, grubs and nuts and whatnot. So that's the plan. This area does not get people traffic in the park. It's very secluded. It's hidden away. There's no trails in this area. There's a trail further down and further up. So it's in between where the people are, so I'm not worried about park users having issues. This is the best I could come up with. Fingers crossed that this works. So what I'm going to be doing every day is 2 large containers like this. They barely fit in my backpack of dog food. Right after work, I'm going to come to this area consistently and really broadcast it out so that they're not fighting with each other. And to start out now, I'm going to be doing some cookies in the mix too, to really get their attention to want to keep returning to this area. Eventually I'm going to end the cookies. I can't do peanuts now because the squirrels and chipmunks will just grab them all and hide them off. So hopefully in time this becomes a predictable area for them, and maybe I can return to resuming my friendship with some of my core group, the ones I know by name and that know my smell really well. Maybe I could get back to the place where they're coming to me and we can make nice videos again. I still want to be an advocate for raccoons, but if anything, this whole experience is it's a learning experience for all of us. I hate that I'm going through this, but hopefully you guys can grab something from it and learn from, well, maybe my mistakes, and learn from the difficulties of being in a populated area with neighbors who are not on the same page. And a lot of you are suggesting, why don't you have them in the backyard? Let them see what your family members saw. Show them your videos. I guess you would have to be in my shoes and know our neighbors the way my wife and I do, that just is not an option. They are not that type. If anything, it would put them over the edge, and they would double down on wanting us to pay the price. Seeing videos of me counting 30 raccoons right behind their house. We're not going to go that route. I'm going to do communication with them. While the one neighbor, the one we call Karen, I don't see future communication with her. She really snapped the last time I tried to talk sense with her. I did an olive branch with a gift card and she returned it to me. It's not going to happen. She's obsessive compulsive about a perfect yard, and animals are a threat. So I'm not going to win that battle. So this is where things stand. I'm going to continue to keep you updated. We're going to go through this together. I'm so sorry this is happening. I feel terrible. It's really hard on me, but also you, the viewer. What a tease. I get you so emotionally attached to my raccoons, and you see me playing all these fun games with them, playing the piano and sports and piñatas and holidays, and you get to play along with games, and then I'm tearing that all away from you, I feel like, and I just feel horrible about it. In my dream world, this would be my backyard, and I want to have a house in sight near me, and I could do what I want to do. But this idea of private property, it's just a joke to me. We pay high property taxes every year. It's like we're leasing the land. You need permission to do anything on your property with a shed or a garage. It's really not private property. So this is where things stand. I'm going to do my absolute best for these raccoons that they don't suffer. I'm not going to cold turkey pull them off of this and say you're on your own. That's not going to happen. Okay, just a little warning for those who don't want to see. There's some disturbing footage about to take place. I'm out inspecting the different hollows that I like to check on, and at the base of that tree there is a dead baby raccoon. Perhaps it fell and died. This is nature and this is life, and I have no control over this. You know, mortality for raccoons is very high for many reasons. I've noticed through the years, 5 baby shows up, and then it winnows down to 4, and then it winnows down to 3, and I never really know what happens. It could be a fall, it could be a coyote. A lot of things can cause the death of a raccoon naturally. Now, unnaturally, of course, we see what vehicles do to raccoons all the time, and things we don't see, like our contaminated trash when they're digging in dumpsters and our garbage cans, that get them sick and they die, they get poisoned, or at landfills too. So I'm not going to show it any closer, there's no need, but that poor little guy didn't make it. So there's an access there, and I know there's another one out there, and perhaps he couldn't navigate it right and fell down. That's my guess. It was a very windy night last night. It's still very windy tonight, and it looks pretty fresh. I'm guessing maybe the wind had something to do with it, with a branch breaking too. So last night was my first time coming into this woods at night and broadcasting peanuts and dog food. It wasn't in the same area. It was kind of along the path where I knew it wouldn't be in the way of people that I can access at night with not being able to see. There's no lights back here at night, so it's nice and private. I did begin the process of getting them acclimated to looking for food in this area, but I anticipate this is going to take months, this transition, and I'm not cold turkey stopping in my yard. I'm going to wean off of my yard while increasing this out here. That is my plan. So please no one think that I'm going to be cruel to these guys. These guys are my friends. I love them. I love animals. I love wildlife. And I can't just use them as entertainment for a year and a half and then say, the heck with you. Well, even before I started my channel, I was already interacting with them and feeding them for many years. But the numbers have just gotten so out of control that you'll see these paths. Well, there's well-developed paths going through our neighbors' yards, and that is just, that's got them all ticked off. Plus, seeing them all times of the day now, they're starting to show up because I've been increasing my food output, caring about the pregnant moms, wanting them to have calories. So this is on me. This is of my own making. My over-generosity with these animals is coming back to bite me. And but I want to do the responsible thing and try and get them back into the woods. And I don't know, perhaps towards the end of the year, perhaps next year after the winter is, I'll start to decline the woods feeding and let them go natural, or or it's a possibility I'll have a clinging relationship with my friends that remember me, and they'll expect me to come, and I'll have daily interactions with them here. I haven't decided yet how this is all going to unfold. So, and hopefully during this process, I stay anonymous, and me doing this in the park stays anonymous. And I even drove to the park with my backpack so that neighbors didn't see me walk here and they don't start to pick up a pattern. And who knows how fussy some of these people are being. They might report me for putting food out in the park. So I have to try and stay ahead of them and outthink them, unless they know about my videos, and then they can hear my whole plan. But oh goodness, please join me for this ride. It's gonna be interesting. Okay guys, I'm back by the house. Here's little Napoleon on the side. I saw Nervous Nelly sneak in there, and one other. So this is the thing, it's 3 o'clock and here's 3 raccoons. And I think that's some of the problem, is that neighbors are seeing raccoons too much during the daytime, whereas when I first started things off, it was just a late at night kind of thing, sometimes early evening. So it's all this activity's got people unnerved and rattled. So I gotta start to wean down slowly this daytime food to nothing but nighttime, and then slowly wean down the nighttime food to just park food. So it's going to be this long, gradual decline until look at you little monster. See, look at him. He wants to eat the whole cup. And these are things that concern me when they're not getting their way. He doesn't want dog food, he wants peanuts. What if they go up to a neighbor and start doing something like that? I mean, all you gotta do is stomp your feet and yell. Like if you saw me stand up and come towards him, he's gonna take off. But yeah, it has gotten a little out of hand, I can admit it. And that's on me. So please learn from me, learn from what I've done wrong. If you want to continue to do your hobby without it being an issue with neighbors, you're going to have to consider just doing it maybe late at night, and have yourself a limit on food. I kept getting more and more generous because I was worried about the pregnant moms showing up early, and I wanted to make sure they had their calories for the baby, but it keeps feeding on itself. You keep wanting to satisfy them, and they'll take complete control of your emotions and your budget, and next thing you know, it's a runaway thing. So please learn from me. This all shouldn't be for waste. We can all come out of this at the end smarter and wiser on how to interact with animals, and how to do our best to keep it agreeable for everyone. So right now, little Napoleon is playing with a cat toy in the water bowl. He's being silly with a little ball. And this is the stuff I'm gonna miss once they do go off to the park and spend the majority of their time there eating. I'm not gonna get to see as much of that, because I love it when they're playful. I love it when they're silly and goofy. I love it when Mr. Wiener walks into the house and I can ruffle him up like a dog and pet him on the head and ask him how he's doing. You know, in a dreamy situation, the majority of them will go back to the woods and eat, and maybe just the ones I have a real close bond with, I can get away with doing a nighttime thing. But, you know, that would be asking a lot. They're unpredictable, they're wild animals, they're on their own schedule, and the other ones are going to know what's going on. So I don't know how this is going to unfold. All I can do is try to do my best. I'll keep everyone posted and up to date with videos on progress. I'll give you feedback on, are the numbers starting to decrease, and what's the timeline look like? When am I increasing the park food as opposed to decreasing this? I'll try and keep you guys along for the ride if you're interested, so we can come out the other end a little smarter. Happy OONSDAY, guys.